is the genesis of such a petition by Mr. Gishira. Honorable Speaker, the Committee on Finance and National Planning did consider this matter, tabled a report before this House, and part of the gaps that were identified in that report are issues to do with the regulatory framework on the buy now, pay later kind of schemes. And issues, Honorable Speaker, that touch on the complex nature of loan agreements, which our border riders are not able to internalize and comprehend. Issues that touch on consumer protection, and there were concerns regarding the transparency on responsible lending, complaints over the handling of debt collection, and those are the issues now we are talking about, Honorable Speaker. I'm saying, Honorable Speaker, I beg to take a different tangent, because we are now making this House a talk shop where we just talk and do nothing. And that is exactly what we are doing, Honorable Speaker. These border riders, many of them, Honorable Speaker, do not understand the agreements that they get into. And that is why the Committee on National Planning, Finance and National Planning, had specific recommendations on tightening the legal framework around it, Honorable Speaker. And I say this, Honorable Speaker, because the challenge now is on that particular committee. And the Committee on Implementation, chaired by the Honorable Raphael Wanjala, the member for Budalangi, who is the chair of the Implementation Committee. I would want to hear from the chairman of the Implementation Committee. What is it that he has done to make sure that the recommendations that were passed by the House on the buy now, pay later arrangements, including the actualization of a regulatory framework, has been done? Because the laws are there, but people are not being protected because people ignore the laws that are already in place. All these schemes, all these lending, predatory lenders, whether it's those who are named Mogo, Watu, and others who are lending to this border sector, were doing so by simply taking advantage of people who do not know. And therefore, we must ask the chair of the Implementation Committee to follow through each and every report of the House. What needs action? In fact, Honorable Speaker, you know, the genesis of this border business started from bicycles, not motorcycles, in Busia County, and also particularly in Budalangi. So I would expect the chair of the Implementation Committee to have taken this matter to heart. And actually, if there is a gap in the regulatory framework, I would have expected that he either gets the relevant authorities, whether it is Central Bank, whether it is the Ministry of Finance and National Planning, to bring that regulatory framework, whether it is in regulations, to further tighten the lending mechanisms, or maybe the member for Budalangi, as member for Budalangi, to bring us a standalone act bill that would come up with an act of parliament that protects these border riders. Otherwise, what we are doing, Honorable Speaker, now here is just speaking to the gallery, speaking to these border riders without offering them any help. And I dare say we are not offering them any help by just talking here and crying louder than the bereaved. We should be acting, and I want to challenge the chair of the Implementation Committee, follow through the recommendations of the Finance and National Planning Committee, because if they were followed through, we don't need to be talking about what we are talking about here this afternoon. Honorable Speaker, and I say this with immense respect to our border riders, again, they must be aware that they are being taken advantage of. I, in my own constituency, began a program called the Kikuyu Constituency Economic Empowerment Program. And we raised money to be able to get border riders motorbikes at better rates, actually at a discounted rate. But I am still confronted by people who have borrowed from these Mogos, Watus, and other predatory lenders. Therefore, we must also educate our people. And every time I am confronted with a question by my constituents who are border riders on such issues, I tell them, leave alone these predatory lenders. Come to the economic empowerment program that will give you at a discounted rate, at 80% or 60%, I think, of the value of that motorbike. but they will still go to these predatory lenders because they have very enticing terms in the beginning. Many of them, Honorable Speaker, have lost their lives because they are killed as people go for those borders. Then they go and sell them. Then they still claim the insurance compensation from the insurance company. And the rider doesn't even know that they can follow through on their insurance claims because the first 1 year probably is a predatory lender who paid for the premiums. Therefore, Honorable Speaker, I just wanted to beg that you indulge me to challenge the House, and particularly the chair of the implementation committee. Honorable Chair, and you know from our House Business Committee this afternoon, you know why I'm particularly on the chair of the implementation committee, because this is one of the committees of this House that we build when we change our standing orders to be among the most powerful committees in the Republic of Kenya. But it has become moribund, completely moribund, completely. Yes. The third report of this committee, Honorable Chair, the fourth report, were here last week. The chair was missing, the vice chair was missing, not a single member of this implementation committee was in the House. This is why we are here, where we are, Honorable Speaker. Thank you.
Yes, Rafael Wanjala.
Honorable Speaker, you have heard the leader